Hey there, and welcome back to Daily Challenges, an educational monster train series where we try to push score on the daily leaderboards. So I'm going to be upfront with you. I have guests over this weekend, which means this is going to completely interrupt my normal recording times. So I'm trying to rush this video so that you actually have an episode to watch, and also so that I can let you know what to expect for the week, because it's very possible I might not be able to record the rest of my videos this week. We'll have to see. If I do have time for it, fantastic. You'll get videos as normal. If I don't, well, then this will be the only video you get this week. Tragic, I know, but I don't have a large enough backlog right now. Haven't been able to build it out, and unfortunately, if I can't record this weekend, then so be it. But yeah, that's where we're at. So here we are. It is bright and early in the morning for me. I am trying to get this recording done before guests arrive. So we're going to kind of hustle is the plan here. Now, fortunately, the game did provide a run that I would describe as pretty easy to navigate. There's only so many decisions that can be made here. So we are Penumbra with Fracture, or Wurmkin specifically default. And this is interesting because the mutators are great here. Most importantly, I'm going to call you to the neutral middle mutator here, a simple plan. We just get sketches. Great. You know what? Wurmkin sketches is one of my favorite lines in the game. It's extremely consistent, and it's very hard not to win with it. Now, how do you actually get the highest scores with this? We're going to be looking for ways to move our floor down or to move bosses up. So Old Magic Ascend, Cave In is a good example in this particular clan combo, things like that. Anything that can allow us to adjust our floor in order to guarantee those quicker kills will be well worth it. Notice well the very high disparity between the number 1 and number 10 scores here. We have an 81k up top and a 69k at bottom. There's a huge gap here, and that basically tells me that some people figured it out, and it's not easy, right? So that's something we need to be careful about. What is the trick to get one of those few high scores here? It does theoretically make it a fair bit easier to actually place on the top 10, which is nice. Our other modifiers are kind of no bueno. We have Junked Up, so 8 calcified embers. That makes these very difficult to play. I will say, Simple Plan at least makes our line consistent regardless, but anything we don't hit in this initial play with the sketches is going to be essentially impossible to play, plus 2 ember. So keep that in mind. And then the modifier that benefits us, the positive one here, is actually practically useless. Tissue paper. Apply fragile to non-boss enemy units when they enter the pyre room. We don't want to give up any score, so if anything enters the pyre room, that's bad. Now, we could score something like Vapor Funnel, which means we can actually leak things, for example, invasion trials freely, no problem, and if anything really hyper stacks up, it's not a big deal. So maybe there's some value here, but we'll have to see. I don't imagine this giving us a lot. And of course, Simple Plan doing most of the work. But yeah, that's basically where we're at. Our previous run was a little unfortunate. We had a number 12 finish outside of the top 10 that I usually aim for. It was we completely missed an Apex Imp, actually, was the main problem. The line was very strong, very fast, very, very powerful. And I gotta be real, there were a couple comments that showed up in the YouTube comments that I was a little bit surprised about, trying to argue that my decision to go the path that didn't have the Apex Imp was like an objective mistake. I pretty strongly disagree with that. I feel like, especially if you listen to the video, I think it makes perfect sense why I decided to do the things I did. I even went back and reviewed it and be like, did I miss something critical here? And no, I mean, the vast majority of the time, that Hellhorn banner does not provide enough value to justify going to it over what I chose. Now, can I look at those scores and say, hey, maybe there's a high roll here? Maybe. But I also think that the line I had with spell weakness potentially could have paid out just as well, right? If we'd seen better spells, or more importantly, better Divine Temple upgrades for those spells, I think we could have very easily pulled out a better or comparable score. Now, obviously, in the end, I had to do a lot of work, and we didn't actually find all the things I wanted. I couldn't even properly upgrade my crypt builder, but at the same time, I think it ends up making sense if you actually watch it in context. This is one of those things where it's very easy to give hindsight commentary. It's like, oh yeah, obviously you should have looked at that Hellhorn banner, but why? In the moment, unless I'm serious, unless the only argument I could see is, hey, I might find an Apex Imp, right? And this is exactly the kind of thing that can happen at like trinket shops or caves too. It's like you go one way because you think you need this thing, and then it makes a lot of sense why you went that, but there's a tiny stone on the other path or something, and that completely warps the run and they win higher score and everything. You can't know that. You can gamble on it, and sometimes you make the right call, but I don't think you're not gonna, you can't read the tea leaves right that. The thing that you got to watch out for is I'm not replaying entire runs. I'm not going to play and check both sides and then what? Reset my run and try again? That's ridiculous. Not only is that completely out of the spirit of the daily challenge, it's way beyond any sort of puzzle solving that you would get from like normal combat restarts. So not happening. Anyway, I think that's all I've got. Let's go ahead and play some Monster Train. Let's click the buttons. As always, do like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing just fine. There's a lot of preparation that needs to go into having guests, as I'm sure you know, anyone who's had guests, and I'm sure a lot of you have. Always the, like, I have to clean up the house. I have to make sure everything's good. So it's a bit of work, but it's always nice having folks over. I think it doesn't it doesn't help that my SO is a Midwestern sort of classic hospitality United States person. And that means essentially what all that comes down to saying is that she greatly appreciates the extra time spent making sure that the guests have the best time possible. So we've been preparing for this for longer than I think anyone would like to. So all good though. All good. So here we are, we're playing Monster Train, trying to get this done quickly and successfully. So here we are, as before, default Umbra, default Wurmkin is our clan combo. We're facing Double Barrel Daedalus, Rage Arcus, Diligent Seraph, potentially an issue, but we can work around it. We are starting with Perils, Echo Infusion, Gem Trove, all spells, which is good. This prevents us from having garbage we have to remove. It does mean I need to draft a lot of units to use temples. So we'll see. Diligence may be a concern, but he's actually really weak at Covenant 1. This keeps surprising me, right? I'm so used to how dangerous Diligent is at like 200 plus Pact Shards that he's actually quite bad at this difficulty. So, yeah, fair enough. The only thing that makes it annoying is you can't very easily clear all the stealth stacks and get pre-relentless kills without spells. So, that's something to be mindful of. All right, let's see what we're working with. This is a daily, so we're looking to take every single Pact Shard we can. Temples today are on 3, 5, 6, 7. So 4 temples, I need 8 units to make that work. Dupe on 8 is Steel Side. We are sketches, so I'm going to be chasing these dupes pretty hard. I'm also going to be chasing early upgrades pretty hard, so I'm going to give a lot more weight to those. Steel Shop, Magic Shop on 7. Magic has a Vortex and a Cave. Quite strong. Steel Shop has a Horde. It's okay. We do value Hordes. We're Wurmkin. Magic and Steel again on 6. Magic has a Cave. Steel has just some money and stuff. I think Magic is stronger on both of these, but if we need the Steel Shop upgrades, we need them, and it is what it is. Double dupes on 4 and 5. 5 has a removal dupe, Cave, very strong. You can get a Cave upgrade, then dupe your guy. So we're going to be looking for double steals early, or as many as we can get. There is a really good trinket shop with money on 5 as well, but I think we're going to be needing a dupe, especially if we're sketches. And the removals will be important too. Umbra banner on removal side and Horde side on 4. It's a strong side, but I think the dupe is better if we can use it. We do get double steals early. I'm going to be chasing those, but I really do think the Wurmkin banners are important here. So we have double Wurmkin banners on magic sides. So perhaps what we do is a Wurmkin banner on 2, Steel Shop on 3, upgrade and do our best. With any luck, we'll get a unit draft somewhere along the way as well. So let's look at the Horde. Mark of a Champion. I'm going to click this pretty preemptively. Penumbra has a lot of good paths that benefit from this monstrous, especially. Architect does as well, however, so happy to go either way. Now, obviously, Architect does kind of suck if we end up on sketches. So if we get like Architect plus Glutton, I could see myself still going Glutton there. This is Covenant 1, so I don't know. I don't really want to protect morsels, but it could be okay. So we'll take it. Alright, Horde. Oh, Mark of an Exile. It's very good. Base charge is really cool, though, because consider if I end up with sketches on Keepers or any kind of Inspire triggers, then base charge actually immediately inspires those, so that's pretty strong. It's a toughie. We also have Refracting Lens, which could potentially be used to offset early pyre damage. So, I really like the double marks here because Penumbra, he's not always the best for it, but 10 health on this lad is pretty darn decent. I think base charge is better with fractures, however. We're going to have a hard time inspiring normally, though. I'd probably go some other route. I'm going to go Mark of an Exile. Man, this is a tough call. If we end up on Monstrous Penumbra, this will be so good. I think it's going to be Mark of an Exile. I think it's got to be. Now, this is a great example. Normally, I think you want to look at these first, but not knowing what my champion is tricky. We do see Monstrous. That's fantastic. I have the double marks for him. Incredible work. So, cool. I feel good about that roll. Arc of Invasion. Now, this is a great example of a challenging one. I need to take the trial because it's worth 50%. If I play top floor, you see, that means what? Like, top floor here, I easy win this combat, but the problem, of course, ends up being that I don't pre-relentless the boss. There's potentially a way of pulling this off, which is Gem Trove, and then land. So I'm going to play a dangerous game here. We play bottom floor. I'm going to buff middle here. Or I'm actually just going to buff bottom. We're going to Gem Trove middle. Oh no, the morsels cost more. This would have actually been really good otherwise, because I would have dropped the excavators here. So let's not do that. No, it's not a standard run. It's a daily. It's a bummer. Those morsels are unplayable. I forgot that that was going to be an effect of Simple Plan. So with that in mind, what am I at risk of? I lose 30% score if I let these... Well, it's actually 9. So I lose 18% score if I let these guys walk up on me. That's fair. I gain 30%, so it's better to play bottom, play into bottom here. Let's actually try to avoid the perils failure here. Okay. I'm going to put the jeweler down, and I think we're going to accept this angle. We take 9, which is 18%. My goal is to kill the man upstairs, which we do successfully do. So that's good. Now, the best way to achieve this is Shade Splitter. No, that was not it. That was 100. I'm over here thinking about, like, there's a way of getting the Ember out. Was that it? That can't be it, right? I think it'll do. I lose the Ember, but I think it's right. Okay, we're trying to play these out. Get rid of Embers, please. Win on bottom floor. Yeah, we get it. So, alright, fair enough. We get out, we take 9. I think this is a good trade. We take 18%, we gain 30%, so we're 12% up, and we took the trial. That's probably the best we're going to get here. Immortal Trade is very powerful here. Yeah, I feel like I need to play Immortal Trade. Morsels are especially bad right now. Bounding Echoes. Soul Crushing Guilt also really good. Just an early Soul Crushing Guilt is super strong. I'm gonna... that's a tough call. I also really think we need something that says Magic Power here. Do I have to take Proclamation? I don't need it right away, but what if I don't draft something good on Ring 2, right? We'll see 6 cards. I think with 6 cards coming up on Ring 2, we have a pretty good shot of this. I think Soul Crushing Guilt is gotta be it. So I'm going to take it. Okay, I'm going to go left because I think Wurmkin banners are correct here. 100% of the time. Permafrost is here. We're taking the money no matter what. Yeah, First of Kin is the angle. Great, a really beefy lad. Now... the unfortunate thing is I do need to hope. Right now, I can't get rid of Train Stewards because I need the infusions. So really quite tragic, actually. Let's make Fractures cheaper. This is good. Permafrost. An early Soul Crushing... I want to Permafrost this Soul Crushing Guilt. Yes, I do want to reroll here. We see a Remove Consume. Not what I was hoping for. I do think we need to make things cheaper. I can't remove stuff. Let's move on. Alright, we have a beefy lad. That's great. Yeah, unit draft? Sure. Perfect. Incredible work. Mark of a Champion immediately puts Penumbra over the threshold of clearing waves, which is great. We landed First of Kin here, which is good as well. It's kind of free to take the Shade Splitter, so I will take it. It's like in Perils in the back, and then we get rid of the Ember anyway, so that's okay. I can and will Fracture upstairs. Shade Splitter. We'll play the Shade Splitter friend. And then Calcified Embers. Now, he, of course, kills himself now into spikes. But that should be okay. We clear on middle, so let's play another Calcified Embers here. Okay, I'm looking for anything that says Ember. Great, we get out. Daze this man, we get out, play Immortal Trade, and we're chilling. I am making decent progress on these Calcified Embers, so that's good. Bottom floor kill, no damage taken, get the Trial and the Collector, excellent. Prismal Dust, yeah. Pact Morsels is actually really bad here because of Simple Plan. So we're going to take the Prismal Dust. I need to build out some tools against Seraph the Diligent. Now, I do need a Magic Power card. So I think Echo Infusion, despite how good it looks, cannot be it. It must be Proclamation. And I'm going to grab another First of Kin. Yeah, sure. They're good self-infuses. They're fine, right? I don't hate these. And that's great. Cool. This also improves the likelihood we actually hit something useful coming up. Now, let's go for an upgrade here. Yep. Give me a multi-strike, please. Incredible. Great. Fantastic. This is enough to win. Great. I'm going to go ahead and do the self-infuse right now. This gives us a very powerful friend to leverage. Yeah, look at this. Plus 30 and plus 10 in piercing. How smart it is to have taken Proclamation here. Now, obviously, I have to take more of these because I need to be able to take more Pact Shards. But look at that. Big brain play. Damage Shield 3 is enough here. We don't have to go too crazy. We have enough hits. You could maybe re-roll and like gamble on it or something, but there's like tiny stones and other things we can hit here. Oh my god. What? We started with Junked Up and they showed us remove the rubble. This is crazy, but also there's no way I do this. I want the Abandoned Stave very badly because it lets me get rid of these and actually play some units if things go poorly. So I'm going to take Abandoned Stave, but like there's a version of this run that has what, 11 excavated embers in it? That's funny. Now the Abandoned Stave is correct. I'm very confident in that. And we move on. Now you may ask, why in the world did I take this upgrade? The thing is that I'm already duping this guy immediately, basically. Like, next floor, he is getting duped. So, you have to understand I want him upgraded badly. So, a lot of value here. Do we roll him? We actually did not roll him correctly, unfortunately. But we can do Penumbra downstairs, Huge Man up top, and then we can Peril's middle, get out the calcified embers, and still put, like, purple on the boss. Now, Penumbra got pummeled there, unfortunately. So, our plan here now is buff him. Don't take pyre damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can keep him fully alive here, so I will. And it's super correct to do it. I'm looking for... Yeah, Immortal Trade is the pickup here. Yeah, for sure. He swings it and he's good now. Put a Shade Splitter in play. I can't actually play the Shade Splitter. That's right. Incredible. Thank you. All right, good job, Immortal Trade. Thank you. Very, very kind, Immortal Trade. Can't do anything to this Forged Disciple. Floor kind of does blow up here, so sure. Great work. I guess that's that. Alright. Top floor clears itself. Fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and fracture downstairs and play nothing else. I need to generate some purples here, I think. Huh. There's a world I could have ended with 2 more purples on bottom if this ends up being a downside. All right, we're actually okay, right? We get out, and this is relevant. We get the bottom floor. I was basically thinking if I generate enough purples, we can get out in a healthy way. If not, then we're going to struggle a bit, but we got out. It's good. Wurmkin Spike, it's purple, it's etch. I'm leaning into etch. We should take this. Wurmkin Etching's very strong, though. In fact, it may be the pick. Also defeats Diligent. Let's take the Etchings, actually. I think it's better. Now, remind yourself, I do need 2 more units in order to properly benefit from every temple. So as weird as this is going to be, I think we're going to need to do something strange like Crucible Warden here or Bog Chrysalis. It's not Bog Chrysalis, that sucks. I'll take the Warden, I guess. Sure, I just need things that give me Pact Shards. Card draw is good, I think. We have enough Ember generation, we're fine. I don't need space. I will eventually in order to play Penumbra, but, you know, it's fine. We're going left. It's not the path I would normally take, but it's the path I am taking. Abandoned Antumbra is terrible. Lightstone Casing's not bad. First Hell Pact does immediately benefit us on the Prismal Dust. We missed the Wurmkin Spike with it, but we could always grab that later. Let's take the first Hell Pact here. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade Penumbra. He's going to do great work here. I'm going to go ahead and dupe the first of kin here. Our goal is basically just to have multiple of them on a floor. We're looking for cave-in, something, anything, basically. So let's try our best. Oh, we have a good floor there. Play the man downstairs. Now, for better or worse, this buddy is not doing so hot. Do I simply play the Consume card middle just because it scales? I think I do. I think it's better than Crucible Warden here. I'll take it. I'll put the Shade Splitter up. I guess I don't know why I did that, but it's fine. Immortal Trade still going downstairs 100%. I do want to... Mid-floor is looking decent, actually. Let's go ahead and burn this Calcified Embers then, I think, is fine. I could play the purple and clear bottom floor, which is not a bad idea. We'll do it. 40, 40, 40. We're going to be okay. Even if I take 2 hits here, we're still fine. Yes, okay. Man, these I need like Forever Flame or something here. That would have been great. Okay, generate purples downstairs. I do think that's important. And I guess that's it. What we can do on this turn. Cool. Great news. Prismal Dust I will play out up middle. That's good. Play a purple downstairs. Main reason is I want to get the Soul Crushing Guild played, right? That is an important element of this. Yes. Mid-floor clears. Generate a purple here. I'll put down the Immortal Trade and we're chilling. I guess I'll put Crucible Warden down. There you go, bud. Now the goal, actually we win already unbelievably, but we can do even better, which is great. Cool. We did it. Alright, I'm feeling decent about this. We're at least managing to pull off all the early floor kills thanks to Penumbra. It won't always be true. Void Binding? There's a world where you go ham on Penumbra and he just wins. Right? Engine upgrade is an etch. I think we want to go with the etch here. You know, it's tough. Wurmkin Spike is great. Return Soul lets me convert anything into a... but also Force Contamination is so bloody fast. My purple generation is really quite poor at the moment. These are all really good cards here, for the record. I think... Man, this is a tough call. This is such a difficult call, actually. I think Force Contamination is the strongest card, but the hardest card to play. I don't think it can be Force Contamination. I really don't think we have the purple generation for it. I think it's Return Soul. And it's not particularly close. Man, this Wurmkin Spike is insane. First Hell Pack purple etch, but it's Return Soul. That's crazy. I'll take a Divine Artifact. I'm probably taking just 10 gold here for 25 gold here. I mean, Divine Concussive Coals potentially really cleans up this next combat. I'm going to take that. This makes Penumbra basically unkillable, which is really helpful. We're chasing the dupes here, of course. The temple is simple. You go ahead and do, what? Train Steward and do a Train Steward here. Simply because, yeah, that's a decent play. Spell Chain Perils, not terrible. Intrinsic is... I don't know, offhand. How many units do I have? I need another unit somewhere, so keep that in mind. I'm duping another First of Kin, so I'm removing the Train Steward thing that I just created. I have 5 units right now. I'm going to be adding another. Let's go ahead and hit this cave first. We could get an upgrade for him. I will trade for money here, 100%. Yeah, that's fine. Sure. The other removal here is difficult. I think we cut an Echo Infusion. Maybe. The dupe here is easy. I want another First of Kin. The thing is I really need a cave-in or something here. We've created a very strong floor of Wurmkin sketches. The part that makes this dangerous is that we don't really have great other stuff we're doing. I'm trying to think of what the worst card here is. I need a magic shop. Yeah, I think I do need these double magics here. I need to see a couple things in this run. I need to see another card that says magic power on it. I need to see another unit. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. I think the removal is just an Echo Infusion. This card's not amazing. I don't really have anything fancy to add here. I have to hold on to the Train Stewards for the time being, or I lose Pact Shards. So, okay. I guess I think it is an Echo. I mean, it's not bad. Do I just not remove something here? Maybe it's Gem Trove. This card's actually unplayable because it leaves such garbage in my run. Let's cut the Gem Trove here. That's tough. Alright, yeah, we'll go in here. I'm going to Spell Chain a Perils because it could be relevant. Sure. I'm going to take an Intrinsic on, I don't know, Engine Upgrade because it's not a bad card to throw out on turn 1, I suppose. It could be Soul Crushing Guilt, but I don't think it needs to, and if I see a double stack, I think I put that in there, so let's just go ahead and do Engine Upgrade. Play that mid-floor. Sure, I think it's fine. And then we move on. I think we're strong enough to win. I just debate if we're going to be continually strong enough to win on bottom floor. It really just depends on how well I can hit the what's it called? The kill the enemy situation. Now, top floor, I stab a guy, I take 8, I do nothing, I take 6. This is still worth it. Pay 12%, gain, what, 30%? If I don't kill on bottom floor with Penumbra, then I think we should be careful about the other stuff, right? Yeah, we take a little bit, it's fine. That's a 6 I'm trading, and that's okay. I do need to really be cautious about the Vengeful Shard pickups here, right? Yeah. You want to go in on Perils? Maybe I do. Maybe I can burn myself down to a point where the Perils are super playable. Possibly. I'm going to go ahead and return Soul. We're going to just burn some cards here, and it's going to be fine, I think. The Prismal Dust will go middle. These are etches. I'm happy to spend them. Sure. I'm taking a bit of a gamble here. Okay, I do need to burn most of these cards. I'd like to get purples downstairs. I would like not to play Shade Splitters, I think. Okay, I mean, none of those cards are good, I suppose. We should hit Mr. Spellchain on the same turn that we have. Yeah, okay. Let's go for the buffs here. This is interesting. Only 3 available, huh? Well, it's fine. Let's generate purples here. We actually do kill a fella, which is great. Mid-floor is doing a good job of clearing waves. I like it. We need to be careful, because I could lose health to a Vengeful Shard, which is rough, if true. I can still do Prismal Dust and play out a lot of these cards anyway. Middle, which is fantastic. Okay. Boss shows up. Perils of Production. Immortal Trade. We're going to return Soul. Wait for it. The Immortal Trade here is for sure the play. And we crush. Yeah, it's great. In fact, I don't have to mess with this. Like, I could mess with this and daze here or something, but it actually just super does not matter, and this is already a W, so great work. We're just going to press end turn. Okay, thank you, Penumbra. Immortal Trade, very critical for our success here. Good work. Okay, we get the bottom floor. Again, trade 12% for the trial is always worth it here. We're going to take Ember Cache. That is a very powerful angle. It's a good deterrent. Oh no, I have to take Cave-In. They show me both Cave-In. All of these are so good, but it has to be Cave-In. We Cave-In behind Penumbra. Must be. I'm going to take Revenge of the Damned. I need a spell power card here, so we're going to take it. It's fine. It's just necessary. Mission critical. We're going to the magic shop. I don't need any upgrades on the steel side. Look at this. Immediate payout. As soon as... Look at this. As soon as I'm like, I have to take this card, it's like, all right, and here are the requisite upgrades for that card. I'm going to go ahead and do Train Steward, Train Steward. We need another unit. I had to pass on... What is it? I had to pass on our friend Emberforge in exchange for Cave-In. Light's Gift, Iron Drop Cage. I mean, the fun thing is you can spam Cave-In bottom floor with Iron Drop Cage and Daze Thing, so I am going to take it. Magic Shop. I need things to be free. I'm going to tell you right now, I think double stacking the Soul Crushing Guilt is going to be correct, although double stacking Prismal Dust is pretty good too. We want to make sure Cave-In is always playable, so I think this just casually gets a -1/-1. No, we need to save a spot. If we see an intrinsic, it's the play. I do want it to be one space, but it doesn't need to be one space now. I can check that on the next ring when I go to the magic shop. So the -1s go elsewhere here. Got it. Let's make Wurmkin etchings free then. I think that's correct. Man, double stack Soul Crushing Guild is going to help a lot into these non-floating rings, though. We should take it. I'm going to take it. Reroll this. I do need these upgrades. -1 going into Wurmkin etchings here. The Permafrost ending up on what? Immortal Trade? Maybe. We need to not disrespect Diligent too hard, but at the same time... How many units do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4... 5. I can cut this Train Steward right now, and it's correct. I did just upgrade him. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at this cave first, because it could give me the Purge Stone thing. I'm always willing to trade health here for a relic. Sure. Firewall, yes. Great. Trade health for health, but this is health that doesn't cost me score in a combat. Great. We are going to purge this Train Steward. I have 4 units right now, and that's fine. I want to make sure I guarantee the floor that I want. And I already did my infusion, so goodbye. Okay. Argument for cutting both Vengeful Shards is pretty high. But I did just take Pyre Wall, so it's a little lower. Shade Splitters are going to be tough cards to play. True. That's very true. How do we approach this? I think we're gonna... These Vengeful Shards, the problem is they slow me down on drawing the perils. But if I can get the Cave-In, then I think we casually win on bottom anyway. So I don't think I have to be so restrictive on does our friend Penumbra live. I think we can chill here. The Permafrost, is there a play for it? I don't think so. If I'm going to put it on anything, it's going to be Immortal Trade, but this is 95 points I'm spending. I could also just slam this on my man no matter what. I think we're going to chill here and move on. This is acceptable. 220 shards, we're looking good. I need a unit from this draft, if at all possible. Like, I just need to I need to find a unit for that. There you go, bud. Do you live? You lived. Great job. Fantastic. Here's an engine upgrade middle. And here's a Prismal Dust middle, I think, is the angle. Cool. Here's some health. Do you toss this Immortal Trade here and take a +2 on the Soul Crushing Guild? I think I do. I need my man to live, so it's fine. Cool. Now, the main idea next is I do want... I'll put Shade Splitter down and then put him upstairs. I realize that's annoying, but there's value to this. I would like to... I could have blasted bottom floor, but I think I want to blast mid floor here. I'm going to go ahead and put the perils in front, or rather in back, on the fella that is multi-striking. And I think we're chilling here. Anything I cave in drops all the way. Alright, we're going to hit that Wurmkin etchings here. Fortunately, we can get away with a lot of this thanks to Pyre Wall. I'm much less afraid here of these Vengeful Shards. Thank you, Pyre Wall. Extremely cool. Our goal here is hit that cave-in. Alright, we're going to go ahead and return soul here onto the normal perils so that I can generate the ember required to cave in. I think it's important. We're then going to play engine upgrade here because it's fun. Go ahead and buff my floor as much as I reasonably can. And this is pretty much what we're looking for here, right? We just slam huge numbers. Now, I might be able to... he's too far away is part of the problem here. I'm going to go ahead and return soul back that fracture just to put some more damage on him, but I don't see a world where that pays out. If he was middle, I think I would try to do it. Okay, yeah, here we go. Perils, Perils, Immortal Trade, Proclamation, the boss with the piercing hit, and then we're going to airdrop him in. And I'm going to try to push numbers here. And this is, I mean, as good as we're going to get, I think. Hit that Soul Crushing Guilt. We'll just go ahead and play that on him. I'm winning this combat anyway. I don't really care about it. Okay. Managed to push some numbers. Can I get another cave in here? Unfortunate. I was like, with another cave in, I don't actually think we could win here, but it might be possible. Could shoot him. Could shoot him for a number here. Sure, I'll push damage. It's fine. Sure. Alright, fair enough. Let's move on. We're not getting the pre-relentless here, but I think we're okay on winning the combat, so that's fine. Again, Pyrowall doing excellent work. Alright, we easily win this. I did the best I think we could. The cave-in could only move him so many times, so it's fine. Okay, Kindle can do some fun things. Another Wurmkin etchings could loop this pretty quickly. Blazing Bolts. Do I need more magic power takes, actually, since I'm not getting a unit? How are we looking? I do need something else that says magic power, so I think it's Blazing Bolts. Fair enough. Alright, it's a bummer. We're going to take double draw here. Although if I take space, I could put Penumbra on the floor, and that's pretty excellent. So let's take space, because I think I do want to play Penumbra, actually. He's very strong here. I'm going to chase a magic shop. We're not getting our final... We're not getting our final infusion. I could have done this differently and duped the Crucible Warden on ring 5. There was a decent shot we could have drafted into an answer for this, though. Yeah, we're going to end up 10 shards shorter, but with a stronger floor. I don't know what to say about that. Maybe I get something out of the cave, right? The cave could give us a unit still. It's possible. Remove Consume? I don't think so. Let's go ahead and make Penumbra huge. There he is. Massive man. Big stat. Alright, we see an intrinsic. Great. We're putting that in cave-in. Fantastic. Let me play my turn 1. The spell chain here is going into the other perils of production. Although it could go into the return soul because it will be very fast. I do like that. I like that. Yeah, sure. We'll do that instead. No engaging the pact here unless we roll something particularly fun from the cave. Build a card. Rage? Sure. I don't think it's spikes or regen. Damage, heal, buff. I'll take buff. Sure. Space. I'll take money because money is points. And we don't need the rest of it. Will I take this old magic? Yeah, I will. It's strong. It's a good card. We're going to put 1/1 into Cave-In because I need this to be playable on turn 1. We're going to go ahead and put a... not a remove consume anywhere. Permafrost? I'm going to put a -1 somewhere. I think we do want to be able to play cards with 0 cost. And we cut the... what? What do you cut here? Vengeful Shards? They get in my way. I don't really need the Ember from them. Yeah, I'm going to drop them here. Alright, fine. And we can't take these last 10. So we could have fixed this by basically giving up 15 and a stronger dupe in exchange for gaining the Crucible Warden. Now, interestingly, I think think in hindsight, maybe it could have worked. It would have made these... I think we would have lost the pre-relentless, or not the pre-relentless, but the bottom floor kill on Harpy. Is that worth it? 10 Pact Shards in exchange for a 10% on Ring 5? I don't know. That would be an interesting thing to look at. I mean, I don't feel bad about this decision because it did, I think, enable some cool strats, but... What did it change the bottom floor on Harpy? That was mostly... It was mostly as a result of Penumbra rolls. I think we might have leaked something. I don't know. Honestly, it's hard to say. It feels like it would have resulted in a much weaker Ring 8 and 9, right? We're trying to pre-relentless the Divinity, and if we end up with one fewer First of Kin, that doesn't feel possible. Yeah, I think this will end up being stronger, and we'll just sort of have to accept this. Heaven Seal, sure. I think we can get away with it. We should be totally fine here, though, now. I mean, you airdrop the lad, and then you go, great, here's Cave-In, and here's the friends, and they all drop in, and we go, wow, that was extremely effective. And then we'll blast the dude here, and it's fine. Sure. Do 1 billion damage. Now, I will... Rude, how dare you kill my man? Alright, we got him alive. I think there's a strong argument for simply playing the Perils here and then Blazing Bolts the man on middle. And then we're gonna what? Go ahead and play a Morsel here. I will Return Soul. We're just burning some stuff, right? So we'll burn the Fracture here. It's a good etch. We'll burn some other stuff. I'm gonna burn... It would normally be a Shade Splitter. I'm actually just gonna take the Echo Infusion here. I think that's okay. Our goal is to shrink cards down. Take the Perils here. I don't think there's any world we're preserving our man Penumbra here, unfortunately. So I will play purples because I can. I'll cave in them later. I'll play the Ember, the First of Kin's thing. Sure. It's a tragedy. Truly. Truly, it is a sadness, but we're going to be okay. Great. Alright, we get out of that turn. This next turn is scary. I fortunately can buff some of these numbers up pretty decently. I can also Shadow Realm the man in front, which is helpful. Prismal Dust, I think, keeps him alive. Great. Cool. Let's go ahead and play the Perils here. Let's cave in the lads, I think. Although I may wish to... How do I want to approach this? We're guaranteed a Perils next turn, which is great news. I'd like to buff the Blazing Bolts so that they actually become big and don't suck as much. So I think the angle will be Blazing Bolts, and then we'll cave in the lads here. I'm going to go ahead and Return Soul here. I'm going to burn some cards simply to improve things. Great. Play another, what? Doesn't really matter what I do here. Play a Shade Splitter, sure. I'll burn the... I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to scale hard. I'm going to go Return Soul, burn, Echo Infusion, and I'm going to finish with a burn on... What do we want to burn here? What would be a good card to play next turn? I think playing next turn the Cave-In would be neat, so let's wait on it. Great. Cool, looks fine to me. We should win this. Yeah, we easy win this. I didn't actually need Penumbra for anything. Play for money. Incredible news. Great. This is big. Good. And we also get the days. It's like super fine, actually. Sure. Very good. Okay, we get out. We didn't need Penumbra. We get everything. Fantastic work. All right. Cave-In again is strong. The problem is it's expensive. Okay. I might not play the perils into Diligent if this becomes a problem. Void Binding would be a cool card to have. Where am I dupe at? Steel Side? Unfortunate. Void Binding's not a bad card to grab. Sure, I guess. Sure. Does it actually help? I think it does. I think it does. Yeah, we'll take it. The damage shield helps. Broken Memories is great. I love Force Contamination, but we're still not generating a lot of purples. Broken Memories scales very quickly. It's going to help a lot. Alright, we're going to go chase a dupe. Money. Horde for sure. Winged Steel is cool. Winged Technology is less cool. Bog Slime could have solved the problem I was just talking about of purple generation, which would have made the melee weakness very consistent. But I think drawing more is better here, so we're going to take the Winged Steel on this one. I'm only taking trinkets if they help me win. So, what helps me win? You know what? Tossing a multi-strike on this Warden, well, he's actually probably not long for this world. I'm duping the First of Kin, and I've already skipped a Pyrestone housing. Yeah, that's fair. And I am going to actually pay to remove the Warden here so that I'm guaranteed to hit the First of Kins, because they are the most important thing I could be playing. That's worth my cash. Now, anything I spend money on is huge cost. Do I defeat Diligent? Yes. Do I defeat Diligent faster, re-rolling and looking for something? The only thing I think that might stand out to me is like Karuska here as an Ember generator. And as, you know, a purple. I don't need the purples as much, but it would certainly help with my triple extracts. I have 5 of them. I mean, do I reroll for it? I don't think I do. I don't think I do. I think we move on from here. 275 out of 100. I think we're doing our best. All right, fine. Fine. Okay. Play Penumbra. I'm going to play the engine upgrade first, and because I want to preserve the cave-in. We drop the lads in. Great. Fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and put a purple... No, I'm not. I don't want to put that garbage in the pool. I'm going to go ahead and play a Prismal Dust here. This will do. Alright, as long as I can prevent more garbage from getting added to the pool, I don't feel terrible about it. My consume here is going to be a Shade Splitter. I don't care about this Vengeful Shard. I do want money. Money is good. I do want Immortal Trade. Immortal Trade is good. I do want to Fracture the Boss. That seems good. I'm going to play the Morsel just to get it out of here. We bounce the Shard, and that's okay. I basically have 14 free Vengeful Shards, and that will do. Okay, the consume is simply Wurmkin Etchings here. Great job. We blast this man middle. Fantastic. Play a Fracture on the boss. I get an engine upgrade. I'm going to click it. Cool. I like it. Do I go in on perils? Maybe. I think I do. Right? I think we do. It's going to look a little strange, but I think it's right. Okay. May as well daze the heck out of Diligent, I suppose. Okay, this might look weird, but I think it's okay. So, first things first. Broken Memories is the consume to get back the Wurmkin Etchings here. Great. I'm going to go ahead and return soul here on, I know it's weird, a normal perils. And we're going to burn that, right? Now, I need to kill the guy upstairs. We do that by... Is it ever just blazing bolts here? It might be. I think it's actually the revenge here, if I'm being honest with you. It might be. It could potentially be that. I only have one echo upstairs, so I don't think mean, it might just be a fracture, right? And we just fracture here, and then you play the Shade Splitter and we get them. That's fine. And now we can do Wurmkin etchings, which includes a Perils. So, go team. Cool, right? It includes a Perils, which guarantees it. Now every turn I get this Perils of production. We do 100% just Broken Memories back, the Wurmkin etchings. You can see how this loop feels pretty strong, right? There we go. Alright, we've managed to pull it off. I definitely win this. I just have to make sure I can actually kill, you know, these random goobers that show up. So, and I think we can. So I'm not terribly worried about it. Yeah, we're fine. Right? Cool. Good. Goober dead. He's gonna go upstairs, I think. This is the final goober. But we easy beat him. Got him. Great. Great, great, great. And then we just keep cycling this, and it's a really good looking turn. And there's not a lot of... nothing really terribly fancy to say about it. We easily win this combat. Alright, great. Good. We get it. Bottom floor, Diligent. Cool. Bring back the Wurmkin etchings. Nothing too fancy to say here. We're just consuming a whole bunch. Numbers go big. Great. Well done. Okay, so Pre-Relentless on him was never really in the cards due to those days turns. I think there might have been an earlier turn, potentially. I don't know, maybe play like top or something. I think this really messes up the floor if I take a bunch of curses. And honestly, I'm not going to spend time on it. I think this is fine as is. Drop in your lads. Great work. Let's play engine upgrade. Good job. We're basically just going to haul off here, and I'm not terribly worried about it. Cool. Great work. Go team. Here's Prismal Dust. Good. My goal here is basically to make this number as big as possible. Alright, here's the deal. We're going Perils in here. I'm going to return Soul and burn that Perils. This seems crazy until you realize I'm going to be doing the same thing I did in this previous run. Which is, I want to make numbers very large. Right? Yep. I want to make numbers extremely large. It's better if Penumbra just slams down big style like that, so let's just chill. Cool. Wurmkin etchings here is fine. And now next turn is when things really kind of begin. Yeah, alright. Now things look good. Play both Perils. First hit the Broken Memories. Alright, we're good. We now have it, right? Great job. Go team. And then we bring them all back. Alright. Now, this may or may not be the fastest kill humanly possible. I don't actually know, but we should be able to at least loop from this position. It seems really strong. I don't know what else to really add here. It seems powerful, right? Maybe one turn out from this kill. It doesn't feel like this is going to be a very fast kill. I think we get it here. Yeah, we get it here. Alright, it's weird, but I'm not going to spend too much time overthinking this, basically. You can see I actually brought back the old magic specifically to play into... I basically just wanted to earn a lot of cash here. So that's why that is that way. I'm not going to mess around. We have the kill. We got it. Good job. Okay, 3 turns remaining. I'm not going to spend too much time thinking about this. I need to be done with this recording. And that's okay. I think we did pretty well. I'm pretty pleased with this. We managed to pull off big numbers on gold. We have strong lines. I didn't pre-relentless Seraph, which is no bueno, but we have a high shard count. It's a pretty low score, actually. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm on a number 8. What is our number 1? Something similar, I'm sure, but a little more efficient. Lower Pact Shards. Alright, just, okay, they Wurmkin Spike pre-relentless things. Yeah, alright, they saw Diligent. You know what? Genius. Right. I'm going so fast, I overthought on... Yeah, this is obvious in hindsight. Is super obvious in hindsight. We had a Wurmkin Spike. I had first Hell Pact. There's, yeah, no chance that it wasn't this. You could easily pre-relentless the heck out of Divinity and Seraph. There's tons of points that I lost by being so slow and relying on sketches. No, that's for sure it. 100%. Cool, easy. I'm not going to overthink that. That makes a lot of sense. Great. I think we did fine for a pure sketches run, but yes, agreed. The Wurmkin Spike was much stronger. Now, this is an interesting one because this is a great example of I ended up taking that first... I was taking things in order to get Pact Shards, but look at how much higher score-wise this 81k is with lower Pact Shards. It's just one of those things that I don't know. This is not an area I'm good at right now. I feel like it's easy for me to be like, okay, take every Pact Shard you can, and then the question mark becomes, but hey, wait, how do I actually get the faster kill? I need to make sure I see things like that Wurmkin Spike and go, ah, yes, this is it, right? So, yeah, that I think was necessary. Yeah, you could etch loop and absolutely murder Divinity and all of them so much faster. We lost so many points from these pre-relentlesses being just so slow. So yeah, that's 100% fair. It's all locked up here. All of the points are on this last 2 here, and we didn't get them. So fair enough. That honestly makes sense. The rest of this, I don't know. It's fine. I think we had a good run. This is an extremely Covenant 25-esque run of me, which is fine. I think it's obvious to anyone who watches the channel that I'm used to playing Covenant 25. But I'm not... Things like that Wurmkin Spike, go back and watch that segment, didn't even register. Didn't even connect to me at the time that that could be the super pre-relentless kill angle. Didn't even notice it. Didn't even think about it. And so that's something I need to think about more. And that makes this a great episode. This is fantastic because now I can go, oh yes, remember Dusk, we have Wurmkin Spike and Reap as a fantastic pre-relentless option, especially into Diligent. Especially into Diligent, where I'm looking at him going, how do I get through stealth? Simply kill him with status effect damage before it hits. Cool. I think the run otherwise is pretty solid. We obviously win. I mean, the cave-in dropping in behind Penumbra, I mean, that's a very confident line. This is kind of this is something that I would do at Covenant 25, which perhaps is why I did it, you know? Fair enough. I don't really have much else to add. It's a pretty decent run. We are still number 8. I'm happy with that, and I will let you go there. So, hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And stay tuned for what's next. Whew, made it. Take care, folks. And now, guests.